So I'm sure you've heard that the Mediterranean diet is what's best for us, right? That it promotes health, it promotes longevity. We always hear that. The Mediterranean diet, that's what's best. But do you know what that really means and how to cook it? Well, Montreal dietitian and author Vanessa Perrone has a new cookbook. It makes it easy. It's called Everyday Mediterranean, and Vanessa Perrone joins us now. Thanks so much for your time today, Vanessa.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I've got the book right here. I am digging it. And I like the idea that it's just so simple and accessible. But I want to start by asking you, what is it about the Mediterranean diet? Why do we always hear that that's what's best for us?
Sure. So it was, I think it's the seventh year in a row that U.S. News Report, they ranked it number one. And once you understand how these medical experts go about their ranking, it becomes clear. So basically, they look for nutritional completeness, something that's easy to follow, something that has a lot of evidence-based data behind it, and something that people can do long-term. And when you consider the fact that the Mediterranean diet isn't, a plan that somebody made up, it's really based on habits of real people who lived at a point in time and were some of the healthiest that ever lived. And since then, the data just, hasn't really stopped compiling. And so year after year, it's a tough one to beat.
So when I think Mediterranean, certain ingredients immediately come to mind, right? I think about fresh tomatoes. I think about olive oil. I think about olives. I think about all kinds of yummy things that aren't always, they're easy to get here, but the quality might not be that great. Does it matter where it actually comes from and how good the quality actually, you know what I'm talking about? Like all tomatoes were not created equal.
Totally. So I love that question because there's a difference between the Mediterranean diet when we're talking about, health and the benefits and when we're studying, and Mediterranean cuisine. So cuisine changes over time, right? And there are, 18 countries or so bordering the Mediterranean, and that changes. And so when we're talking about the Mediterranean diet, what they did is they kind of found the common denominator of what all of these people did back then and why they were so healthy. And it wasn't specific ingredients, but principles and habits that they were doing. And so the habit of having a base of vegetables in the plate is what's important. It doesn't have to be a tomato. It can be, whatever we find locally. And so understanding that, I think, is great because you could be, over here in Quebec and apply these principles. And also you can also mold it to whatever your cuisine and food culture is. I think that's a really important thing to consider.
So Aaron's cuisine and food culture consists of
olive oil. I'm very good with olive oil.
Bagged salad. He's big on bagged salad. So for someone like him, Vanessa, who's not exactly a king in the kitchen.
What do you mean? It's all vegetables. It's all lettuce and carrots.
Is this
Brussels
accessible?
sprouts?
Is it manageable? Is it easy enough for someone like him?
Yeah. So the Mediterranean diet it's primarily plant-based. It's not vegetarian per se. We could call it sort of meat on the side. But if we get vegetables in every plate, some color and some healthy fat from something like olive oil, so I have no problem with the convenience of a bagged salad, but maybe we can use, the good quality olive oil to kind of bump up the healthy fats in there would be a great option. But
I'm
I
okay
think,
with that.
Yeah, starting off with whatever everyone's starting point is and trying to add more to the diet is always a more positive way to get to where we want to go than to automatically think, oh man, what do I have to cut out? How long am I going to be able to do this for? So I think it's a positive way to think of what you can add. So just more vegetables, more plant-based proteins is the way to go.
So in my case, if I'm having all these vegetables anyway, just happen to come from a bag, and I add a good quality olive oil, what am I adding as my protein here?
So proteins, the main protein is plant-based source. So things like beans, chickpeas, legumes, lentils, those sorts of things are fantastic. And in the more traditional, the things that we're more used to, the animal-based proteins are not forbidden at all. They just traditionally weren't present because they were just more expensive.
Right.
And so it's not about eliminating things at all. It's just having them less frequently. So we're looking at more of a weekly basis than a daily basis for those sorts of things.
So if I throw a piece of salmon on there, that's fine, right?
Yeah, and fish is a great one as well.
Yeah, look at me eating Mediterranean already and not even knowing it.
There you go.
Don't get too smug there, buddy. I'm flipping through this book, and there's so many of these recipes I want to make. The Moroccan squash and chickpea stew, and there's a lot of things that don't seem intimidating. They really do seem doable. But then I get to, and this just makes my mouth water, grilled octopus with red pepper and caper relish. What do you say to kind of tackling ingredients that maybe we do find a little bit intimidating?
Sure. So that recipe specifically, there's a section in the book that's for family gatherings, because one of the main principles of the Mediterranean diet is this concept of community and sharing meals with loved ones. But I wanted to bring that into, our reality. And so doing that on a daily basis, I know for myself is not possible, but I can, do that on a weekly basis perhaps. And I think it's great to give yourself that time to do more elaborate meals. So something like the octopus, there are still steps that we can find more convenient today. So even an octopus, you could find it already boiled, and all you have to do is just, season it in the pan and continue from that step on in the recipe. If you don't want to, go and break it down yourself, there's definitely ways to go around it.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm excited to dig into this book. You're clearly very passionate about what you do. You've done how many cookbooks have you done now, Vanessa?
This is actually my first. This is the English edition. There's the French edition that is already out as well. And I've been a practicing dietitian for over 10 years. And so I think it's just been a really fun way to take the theory and put it into practice, because we can have all the good intentions that we want. Cooking is really where we put it into practice.
I have to tell you, I was under the impression that this was like your 10th cookbook. I'm so impressed. I love it. It is great to meet you, and I'm sure we'll be talking again. Continued success.
Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Thank you. The book is called Everyday Mediterranean. It is available at all fine reading establishments.